What's up? Welcome on in, guys. We are live, waiting on this 5-minute NQ bar to close here. We're 254 out. We'll see what we get, man, on a big bar 24. ATR here on NQ is 44. That is pretty damn good. 23 kind of saving the day from this little single bar trading range becoming a thing. Obviously, we don't want to see that occur. Right now, I'm cool with either this happening, big old soft bear channel maintaining, or if the bulls want to take it back up in reverse, man, I'll get a continuation trade on that as well, and we'll see what we get. How we doing, guys? I am loving that ATR, I gotta tell you. All right, 24. 2 minutes, 15 seconds out. Let's see if we can get a little bit more of a pop. Again, it's going to take me at least bar 24 here with a nice clean close to be convinced to get long. Though I happily would if 24 could give us a nice clean close well above the 20 EMA. Not just a tad above, it's got to be well above ideally. And if we can see that, man, let's see what we end up with. All right. There you go, 24. Let's see what we get. "90 seconds. Come on, you bulls. All right, 30 seconds. Pop on over here to the execution screen. I gotta go ahead and get that copy trader engaged. And see. Come on, bulls. 20 seconds. Give us a pop. Oh, man. I'm in security. Get that stop limit buy out and ready and the hell out of the way. Come on, bulls. Ooh. That's kind of wicky. I gotta wait for 25. Alright. That's okay. Let's see what 25 ends up with here. If we can get a nice clean bull body on a 25, still I'd be looking to go long. See if the bears, I'm trying to reverse it here. You know, so ATR is pretty reasonable today, huh? How we doing so far? In the chat, what's up? Come on, 25. Let's take it around the horn here for a second. Gold. Ooh, ATR falling here on gold down to 6.3. Silver in the 40s. Not bad on silver, though price action's in kind of a pretty aggressive wedge there, I'd call it. A lot of wiki bars. So the metals, maybe not the place to hang out here right now. YM, the Dow. Yeah, ATR 62. I don't know, man. I gotta tell you, when NQ's ATR is 44, I don't have too much of a reason to run around. Alright, bulls. Big bar 25 here. Let's see if they can get it done. 3 minutes out. So the low of day currently, obviously, is the wick low of bar 17. That level has been maturing for maybe 35 minutes, so... You know, is it the greatest stop hunt in the world? No. No, it's not. But it's there. You know, it's not a big aggressive curl that's been marinating for 2 hours. But it's there. Bit of a flat bottom risk, but we'll take it. If we can get 2 consecutive bear bodies, if the bears decide to turn this and curl it back downside, maintain, again, the big soft bear channel. I'm cool with that if they want to do it. Oops. That kind of look right there, right? All right, bears. "90 seconds out. All right, we've got 20 seconds here, 15 seconds. Yeah. Bear is trying to curl this baby. All right, this will set me up here for a potential trade on the close of 26. Here comes the open at 26. There it is. There you go, bears. Now, the question here becomes overarching context, soft bear channel, right? Somebody could make this argument that we're entering a new soft bull channel. For me, I'd rather stick to the soft bear channel until that soft bull channel is set in stone. So, still, range on bar 26 here so far within reason, kind of right at the ATR as of right now. We'll see if that grows a whole lot more. And if not, we get a clean close, then I have got a stop limit sell ready for these bears. 2 minutes. What's ES looking like, by the way? ATR on ES is 8. It's pretty reasonable. I prefer NQ right now. Oh, NQ. Don't do that, bears. Keep this thing low. Minute 40 out. You can see the bulls trying to step in here, make this soft bull channel a thing. The thing is, within every big soft bear channel, you get little, well, you could argue soft bull channels, like even on lower time frames over here between 8 and 9, bar 8 and 9 on the 5-minute chart. You can make that argument on a lower time frame. You gotta keep that in mind, that it's always kind of there. Don't forget about that overarching context until it's blown up. All right, bears. Well, I'm gonna get ready. Just in case here. 12 seconds. I don't know, man. Let's see if these bears can actually pop this thing low. That's closer than I like. Yeah, that's not happening. All right. There's the open bar 27. Let's see. All right, 4.5 minutes out here to the close of 27. Gold. Yeah, I mean, ATR, I mean, listen, the metals I don't think are the place to hang out right now. When ATR on, well, I mean, you could look at silver. Maybe. Context here is still big soft bull channel. All right, back to NQ here. Let's see what we get. Wifey in the chat, say what's up. Don't be rude. All right, 350 here. Come on, 27. Now again, the wick low is 17. It looks close, but you gotta remember, volatility today is higher. You know, that's 60 points away with an ATR of 42, so I'll see how 27 can close up. I might look to stop hunt it if 27 can get big enough but stay within reason. All right, 218 out here. Come on, you bears. right, 60 seconds out here. All right, gotta go ahead and get the copier engaged. ATR 44, pop over to the execution screen, 15 seconds out. My stop limit's already. Boom, place him. Beautiful placements! Give me a fill, get that stop up out of the way, get this down. Boom, place him right where I want him. All right, Bears! ATR 4041. See what the Bears got, man, if anything. All right, see if the Bears can make another run at it. I want to see if we can stop hunt the wick low of 17. That is the low a day. All right, I got to place that. Starting to get kind of wicky. I'll place it there for a second. All right, bring him back. Stay exposed. Bring him back up. Do it, Bears. Pop it through. Low a day test. Few points out. Little hesitation here. Let's see if they can just eat that up. I'll leave that order there. I mean, I'd like to stay exposed, but if they're going to take it, it's going to happen quick. All right, bring him back out. Back up, get ready. Place him. There's the open of bar. Ooh, I do have to move my stop, even though it's tight. Look at this. Look at this. What, 2 ticks? Ah, they barely took out the low. Give them one more run at my current order at 64.50. Kind of an underwhelming stop hunt push. There we go. They'll take it. Beautiful. What do we get? Like 6,400 bucks? Nice trade. Little hesitation. I'll take it, man. All right, moving on. All right, let's watch bar 29 here and see what we end up with. Is volatility back? Man, I hope so. I hope it's back. At least to stay this time around. Alright, so we're up 6,400, one trade so far. Let's see what else we can get. Stop hunt on the wick low of 17. Honestly, a little bit underwhelming, but worked out anyway for us. All right, 240 out here from the close of 29. Now, I gotta be careful here. What's the context, right? Soft bear channel. So I'm watching the close of 29. We'll see what we end up with. The setup itself is great. Those of you guys not in the tomb, this is what everyone likes to miss, is actual context, because they don't know that that exists. They just think it's setup, setup, setup. Nope, it's context and then setup. Which you should realize by now, you know? So, the problem is, first bar after the stop hunt closed, 29, I tend to avoid those in most cases. This, you know, with the added variable of soft bear channel, it's not all that aggressive. I mean, it's a relatively soft bear channel. The setup itself is beautiful. But you add those other factors and it's like, maybe let's wait for bar 30. But let's see how 29 closes up. I'm not writing it off yet. Yeah, you see this? See this little hesitation? That's the concern when you start getting deep in a channel like this. But let's watch how they close it. 43 seconds. ATR 43. It's got to be a real clean close to convince me here, but let's see. Yeah, I'm going to give that just 10 seconds. If it's going to fill me, I want it to fill me real quick. Just because we're in the low end of the soft bear channel. Yeah, no fill. Typically the lowest I'll give something is 15. This is one of those situations, though. Very rarely. It's like, you know what? I want it if it's going to give me a quick. All right. Are we good, by the way? Hang on here. There we go. There we go. All right. See this hesitation here on bar 30? I mean, that's what I'm concerned about. You know, again, it's not every day that the lowest amount of time I'll give a setup to fill me is less than 15 seconds. It's typically always between like 15 and 30. On that one, though, it's one of those scenarios where it's like, it's such a beautiful setup, but I'm not a fan of the context of everything. Let me just give it 10. If it pops through, I do want the risk. If it doesn't, though, I don't want the risk. So, 10 seconds, no fill. All right, let's watch bar 30. You can see it's already trying to fade back up. That just reinforces to me that at least the bulls are attempting to see this big soft bear channel. So, let's watch 30. All right, we're 30 seconds out here to the close of bar 30. All hesitation here on 30. And soft bear channel, I think, is in play. Now, one of the most important things I think I can even put out there is, let's say, like technical lessons, right? I have never really been served well trying to buy bottoms of soft bear channels or bear trends. The same way I've never really been served well trying to short the tops of soft bull channels or short in bull trends. It's just a hell of a lot, quote unquote, easier to make money if you're looking for either really clean reversal trades. I'm talking like 2 to 3, more like 3, really obvious bull bodies that are breaking any context of a soft bear channel, kind of like we were looking at on 24 if it ended up closing way the hell up here, you know? All of a sudden context is all snapped up. It's just easier. If it's a soft bear channel, if you're going to take a range scalp, look for short range scalps. You know, small to moderate bull bodies closing in the upper third, for example. Here, of course, I was looking to see if we would close higher. Then we got that continuation trade on bar 27. And then continuation trades within the big channel if it's wide enough. In this case, volatility is high. It is wide enough. It's just easier to go with the channel or the trend, of course. You know, I used to try to go contrarian all the time, and I did not do very well doing so. It's just harder. It's too hard to do. Trading's hard enough as it is, man. Make your life a little bit easier. Yeah, the Apex 30% rule, it just says this. Your biggest profit day in one payout cycle. Now, if you haven't requested a payout or haven't, requested a payout at all, it's the entire history of the account. Once you get a payout, then that cycle resets, or request a payout, then it resets. Okay, as far as the 30% rule is concerned. It just says that your biggest profit day in that cycle cannot be more than 30% the total profit in the account. That's it. So if you have a big day and a 50K funded, you make 2,000 bucks. Well, guess what? Now you have to determine, well, what do you have to get to for that to be less than 30% your total profit? The amount of money you have to make in that account to request and get approved to payout has now drastically gone up. Which is why when people trade really big, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like you're just asking for 30% rule issues. Just trade, 2, 3, 4, 5 micros and a funded 50K and you'll do much better. Set yourself up to win. You have to trade 8 days anyway at Apex. Or you can request a payout, so just chill out a little bit. Yeah, you see this on 29? You guys in the chat are exactly right. Context is everything. It's everything. Didn't give me a fast fill on the open of bar 30. Pulled it artificially quickly due to the context. The context here is soft bear channel. This is exactly what I didn't want. We're getting that. If you're ignoring context, a lot of you guys, I think, and I don't mean this in like a mean way. I mean this in a I want you to win way. A lot of you guys watch the stream here on YouTube. And, it's not like I'm sitting here getting deep for 90 minutes on context every day. That's kind of fucking boring. And I think you don't understand that RAM starts with context. Context comes before setup. I want to be very clear about this. It's not just setup. If you just trade setup, you're going to lose. All right, 25 seconds out here from the close of bar 31. Look at this. Big doji on bar 31, man. All right, let's see what 32 brings. Now, question for you guys in the chat. Just write your response in the chat. I'm curious to get a sample size of responses here. If we know that context right now is big soft bear channel, the bulls are trying to prop it up. You know, this was a pretty aggressive move. The bulls are putting an end to that, but it's mushy. It's mushy. They're not really, you know, this is kind of like this here. They inevitably ended up taking it higher, but it's not like bar, 7, 8, 9. Not at all. So the bulls are putting up kind of a mushy fight. They're holding it, but so far they're not making a lot of headway. So where do we go from here? Do the bulls lose steam and the bears take over and we tank? Or do the bulls take this thing higher, backfill the full soft bear channel, maybe, and then some? In the chat, what do we think? How tall are you? I am 5'1". Everybody knows that by now. All right, we're about 2 minutes out here from the close of bar 32. See what we end up with here on 32. Okay, 35 seconds out from the close of 32. Kind of a big bull body and not even really in the upper third yet, so nothing I can do here on 32 realistically. Though I would love to, there's really nothing to do. So let's watch 33, see what we get. 33 is going to open up here in about 15 seconds. Okay, so... You know, I'm looking at this. We're about 3.5 minutes out. We can get a small to moderate bull body closing in the upper third of the soft bear channel. It's like, well, the most obvious place for me to manage my risk is right above the wick high of 25. Which is kind of far, but the reward potential is within reason, I would say, which means that I would need to size down a little bit. Which is honestly, you know, when you have to do it across the copier, it's kind of a pain in the ass. I would love... I use the affordable indicators copy trader for anyone wondering. I would love if they would come out with a feature where you could have presets of size on all your accounts. Where I could just click a button and it would preset all my sizes to my small setting. All right, 215 out. Let's see what we get. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, I could do the same thing with ratio and just change the size on the leader. Yeah, maybe I should just do that. That's not really how I do things, though. I'm stuck in my ways. I like to keep my leader the one single contract and then ratio everything like that so it's easy to think about. Plus, what if I don't want to double, you know? Alright, 90 seconds here. Let's see if this starts turning into a bit of a bull body. If so, I'll have to scramble and get all my sizing adjusted. Otherwise, I don't really want to have to mess with it all. All right. Nothing there on 33, so I guess I'm waiting on 34. ATR starting to fall a little bit, by the way. We're down to 37, but for this time of day, that's still pretty damn good compared to what we had lately, you know. Now my question becomes, there we go. Right? Maybe this just turns into a big bear wedge. $245 out till the close of 34, open of 35. Well, that's heading kind of deep into the wedge, huh? Well, let's get rid of this as soon as we can and see how this develops. Minute 45 out. $60 seconds. All right, you see 34 closing kind of right in the low end of the wedge. A little bit of hesitation out of the Bears. Small wick back out of the Bulls. which makes me wonder. This is very early to draw. I hesitate to even draw it in case people take me too literally. But look, I wonder. I hope not. Let's just see if bar 35 can just take that down through and maintain the bigger soft bear channel. Get rid of the sideways trading range idea. Get rid of the wedge. Let's just get that big channel back. A little sideways trading range would kill the best thing about today, which is increased volatility. ATR currently 39. This time of day, that's pretty damn good. All right, I'm grabbing coffee. Don't go anywhere. Back in 2. What's up? Welcome back. All right, we got the close of bar 36 here, closing here in 50 seconds. And I gotta tell you, when I look at this, all I see is a big potential new sideways trading range. So that gets me thinking, if we can get 36 closing as high as possible, roll over to 37, pop it through, close us at 25,560, I'd put on a little continuation trade and we're off to the races. If you're just joining us here, we are currently up $6,400 on one trade. Volatility is pretty damn good today. ATR is 40. Let's see if volatility can hold up. That has been the primary concern over the last, I'd say, 6, maybe 7 weeks. Well, maybe 6 weeks. In the market here is volatility. Obviously, a lot of people have been having trouble when the market isn't moving. That's very normal. Don't feel too bad about that. That's a very typical issue to have. 450 out here. Should we check in on the metals? Yeah, there's gold. I don't know. ATR 5.8 over on gold. Silver, ATR in the 40s. Unchanged from earlier. And let's check on the Dow. YM. Yeah, kind of wiki. NQ is still probably the best bet here to hang out on. Even though we do have a potential sideways trading range here. Let's hope we can break out of this ASAP. Get this volatility back in the 40s. And keep it there. All right, halfway through bar 37. Just going on to support that sideways range. Come on, bulls, bears, somebody. Let's break out of this thing. All right, roll over here at bar 37 coming in 10 seconds. There's the open of bar 38. Okay, so NQ is currently sitting right around 25.5, right? So I'm going to run a poll here. I don't mean today, I mean in general. What do we think NQ goes to first? 25K, back down to 25K, or back up to 26K? Your votes, and I want to know where we think we're going here. We're halfway through bar 38, by the way, here. 2.5 minutes out from the close. What I see is this big, soft, bear channel turning into a big sideways trading range. We got to get out of that thing ASAP before it kills volatility. ATR still holding up, sitting at 39. All right, what's up over on ES? Yeah, ES, of course. Doing kind of the same thing. ATR holding up at 7.3 on ES. What about the Dow? ATR on the Dow sitting at 55. Big, giant, wiki sideways trading range over on the Dow. That's YM. And the metals. Gold. Yeah, trying to break lower here. Let's see if they can. We'll give it a little while here. Silver. Ooh. Silver trying to make a push here. Kind of early in the break downside through the wick low of 8. That was the low of day. This is the first bar trying to make a push through there. You know, with metals, you kind of gotta, at least me, I like to give them a little more opportunity to prove that breakout. Because metals like to range, and then trend. So I think on metals, you gotta be a little more, you know, careful. I often say, like, when we're talking about NQ, ES, maybe you could throw YM in there. Like, in a range, 80% of breakout attempts will fail. I would say on metals, that's probably more like 85. Hmm. 40 seconds out here from the close of 39. Come on, bar 40. See this? Maybe I shouldn't have called out the sideways trading range like fucking 10. Well, actually, I think we talked about this for the first time maybe 15, 20 minutes ago, and here we are. I think I jinxed it. Come on, 40. Break us higher. Yeah, Dow trying to get something done here. 415 out. $320 out here from the close of bar 40, testing the high of this sideways. Well, you know, you could almost call it a single bar trading range. ATR holding up by a thread, sitting at 37 here on the 5-minute NQ chart average true range. That's the bottom right of your screen, that red number that says 37. That's the average range in points of a 5-minute bar. We want that to stay as high as humanly possible within reason. Though, in the current market environment, it's almost certainly going to be within reason. But let's keep that thing high. We don't want that dipping down into the 20s, the low 20s, the teens. Not good. It starts to eat away the edge. Come on, bulls. Get a little confidence going. What stock is this? We're not trading stock, we're trading futures. This is NQ, the NASDAQ futures contract. Of course, it's the March contract, and we're on a 5-minute chart. If you're new here, I'm using prop firms. I've got Apex, Take Profit Trader, my top two. All right, here we go. 17 seconds out from the close of bar 40 here, maintaining in this single bar tight little trading range. You say it's tight. I mean, it's actually, what, 60, 65 points? Yeah, 60 points. Believe it or not, that feels a little bit tight on a day like today when volatility is pretty damn good. Total range on the day, we're looking at, what, 350 points? That is tremendous. There we go, Bears. So Bears backfilling basically the whole range in a single bar. That's why we call it a single bar trading range. It's very, very tough to find edge in these. So those of you guys just popping in here, we're one trade in on the day. We're up $6,400. I shorted the close of bar 27, the open of bar 28 here, and stop hunted the wick low of 17, which at the time was the low of day. Waiting to see what else I can grab here. If you have not yet, hey, tremendous. Please go ahead and hit the like button. Helps out a whole bunch. Halfway through bar, what are we on? 41 here? Let's see. Let's see. Come on now, Bears! Take us nice and low. Dump this thing through. Dump it through the wick lows. Got a whole bunch of them lined up. 29, 30, 31, 34, 35, 37. Take us through that little flat bottom. Give us another big, well, moderate bear body out of bar 42 here, which opens up in 70 seconds. And all of a sudden, we're back in the driver's seat. I got a trade to take. Come on, Bears, do it to them. 1 minute out. All right, there's the open of 42. Come on, Bears. Finish them off. Don't let those bulls pop it right back into the range. You know that they want to. Let's see if the Bears can just not... I don't want to allow too much wick up top here on a bar 42. The deeper the Bears can take it with very little wick up top, the better. The more wick up top, if the Bears do take it low, close it up nice and clean, the more risk I have to put on. Which I'm not into, Bears. So take that thing low right now. 4.5 minutes to get it done. Do not let those Bulls fade us right back into the range. You know that's the higher probability outcome here. Do it, Bears. Dump it. $250. You know, the Bears, they're really not letting too much wick happen, are they? That's not a bad sign. Now let's see if they can get the cockiness to actually tank this thing. Take it a bit lower. Get us well outside that range. Close us up clean. Give me something to do. Alright, let's get rid of this guy. We know that that is there. We're going to get rid of him. To invite the Bears. Do it to him. Minute 35 out. Dump this thing, Bears. Go. Oh, you Bears! Not getting it done! Bulls fading us right back in. Again, biggest risk right now is ignoring this. Betting on every breakout. Up, get long, faded, stopped out. Up, get short, faded, stopped out. Get long, faded, stopped out. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's what everyone does. Super common trap. You're ignoring context. The context is sideways range. 80% of breakout attempts are gonna fail. All right, 43. All eyes on you. By the way, Apex 80% off with code BIG ends in 1 day. We got 1 day left. Go hit that up. Bar 43, what do you got, man? Are we right back in the range? All right, I'm pulling it out. You guys know what to do. Make those phone calls. I don't care if they don't pick up. Call them 10 times. Get them to answer the phone. I expect this thing 100 points lower in a few minutes when I come back. Don't go anywhere. We've got a whole bunch left to do. What's up? Welcome back. Well, apparently no one picked up the phone because we are still sitting here in this sideways trend range. Now you can almost, I was watching the chart while I was not here because I just cannot stay away. And I was looking at this, I'm like, you know, you could almost start making the argument of a super soft bear channel. And then I was like, nope. And I slapped myself across the face. I said, homeboy, that's a big trend range. So we gotta chill out, let this thing snap up, and take the first thing to present itself. All right, minute 27 out here from the close of bar 44. Let's see what it's got in store. Oh man, ATR's hanging out in the 30s. We're down to 33. We'll see if that dips into the 20s. Last thing that I want is to see that thing dip into the 20s. ATR over here on the Dow, which is YM, down into the 40s. Gold, ATR 5.5. I mean, if you look at the whole day here on gold, then you kind of got to be careful because the whole day is a big range. Right? So we'll see if gold ends up breaking the wick high of 11 and continuing. Back to NQ here. Oh, man. So, just for an understanding here, if this were a soft bear channel, I'd be looking to short small to moderate bull closes in the upper third of the soft bear channel. It's not. This is a big sideways trading range, which means I'm waiting for it to snap up. So in the meantime, what's for lunch, man? In the chat, you guys, I mean. Mine's the same damn thing every day. What are you guys having? Oh, hell yeah. You got some good shit going on. Mine is, after stream every day, I eat chicken breast, white rice with a little olive oil. Or mac oil. And I fucking love it. All right, 45. 18 seconds out. Big single bar sideways range. Yeah, see, gold, it hasn't even really tried the wick high of 11 yet. Again, the whole day on gold is basically a giant sideways range. Now, it's pretty wide. We're talking 20 points wide on gold, which is a lot. That's 4 ATR. We have 3 minutes left here on bar 46. Yeah, I'm gonna try to backfill that little trade range. All right, how's this poll going, by the way? So, 40 minutes ago, I asked, since we're sitting kind of the mid 25,000s here on NQ, again, the NASDAQ futures, I asked, what do we hit first? Not necessarily today, just first in general. 25K or 26K. 69% of you are bearish. saying we go to 25K first versus a 31% bullish bias to 26K first. That's interesting. So I guess the answer is get long. Oh man, I'm gonna end that there. All right, let's get rid of this. You guys know I hate having shit drawn on my chart. We know it's there. That's enough for us. All right, 90 seconds out here from the close of 46. There's the ES look currently, ATR 6.5. Yeah. We'll go back to NQ. ATR sitting at 34. Oh, man. You know, I gotta tell you, though. I gotta tell you, when I started trading like this, you know, it's not like this was 25 years ago, right? But like this, like it wasn't really a thing. And I gotta tell you, being patient when you're hanging out with other traders, you know, virtually, we're hanging out, right? It makes it easier to be patient. When you're sitting here by yourself in dead silence, I think it changes things. It is a little harder to not do something. At least for a lot of people. Maybe that's not true for you, but probably is. All right, we're 4:15 out here from the close of bar 47. All right, guys. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll see what the afternoon brings. So far, one trade for $6,400 across the Apex and Take Profit accounts. We'll see what the afternoon brings here. Man, be patient. Let it come to you. We'll let the sideways trading range break. Go hit lunch. That's what I'm going to do. We'll come back, see what the afternoon brings here. Code big, man. Best deal always. Right now, that deal is 80% off. Single day pass at Apex. Take Profit Trader is going to be 40% off and no activation fee, which is also a very, very good deal for Take Profit. Daily payouts is a huge benefit over at Take Profit Trader, and you don't have to wait necessarily to take payouts once you are in the pro accounts. So, same code big, 40% off, no activation fee. All right, guys, I'll tell you what, hit like on the stream so you find me easier, you find all of us easier tomorrow when I'm live, and I'll see you guys in the morning, huh? Go hit lunch. Go hit lunch. There's nothing here really for us until this little sideways range breaks out. Let's see if the ATR can hold up above 30 would be ideal. If we can get back above 40 this afternoon, tremendous, man. All right, guys, go hit it. See what the afternoon brings. See you tomorrow.